It's Aradia 5th in the group with a 5-7 record, taking on Kataja Basket 4th in the group and just one win better off at 6-6. A very good evening then from me, Tim Long, and welcome to the arena Antonio Alexa. Kataja have made the 9-hour flight south from Finland to this arena, just off the Romanian border to Hungary. And what a crucial trip it is. Game day 13 of the regular season, and two teams on display this evening, still fighting for their lives in this competition, both coming in on a 2-game slide. And here we see the Group B fixtures for game day 13. All the games taking place this evening, rather. Saratov are already beaten Venezia, big win for them. Karsiaka hosting Kimik. That got underway about 20 minutes ago. Maccabi hosting Le Mans at the same time as our game here. And this one is almost must-win for Aradia. They can see the playoffs slipping away. Kataja, no defeat for them, could see them slip out of the top 4, with Aradia potentially jumping above them. And Saratov, with that win earlier, that plays a big part as well. So the standing's incredibly significant at this stage with 2 games to go in the regular season. That's not updated after Saratov's win this evening. Le Mans and Venezia have already booked their spots in the playoffs. 3rd and 4th also guaranteed a spot in the next round when it's all said and done, while the 4 best 5th place teams from the 5 groups will also make it through. So looking at the other groups, 3 of the other 5th place teams have already won a 6th game. So as far as Aradia are concerned, if they're to finish 5th in Group B, there is little to no room for error if they're going to keep themselves in the competition. Here's a look at the roster of players that they will be facing this evening. Rion Brown down at number 15, leading this team in scoring with 16.5 points per game. Then right down at the bottom, Daniel Mullings. What an all-round stat line he has. 15.5 points, a team high 7.7 rebounds, and a phenomenal 3.4 steals a game. And just briefly running Kataja's offense, Teimo Raniko, 36-year-old Finnish veteran, averaging close to 7 assists per game. As for the home team, Aradia, who see their no number 5, Sean Barnett, their team leader in scoring, is missing, averaging 14 points per game, injured for the rest of the regular season. That's a huge blow for them. The number 1 there, Branko Mirkovic, has a team-high 5.1 assists per game. He needs to run the offense, and now there's more scoring responsibility on the number 3, Martin Zeno, given the absence of Barnett. Zeno averaging a team's 2nd best 12.9 points per game. And Sean Dennison, the number 15 Canadian international, averaging over 10 points per game as well, and team highs of 6.9 rebounds and 1.4 blocks per game. So those players now will shoulder a greater scoring burden given the absence of Barnett. And this is a team that have struggled on offense over the course of the season, and now having to perhaps win tonight. Maybe it is a must-win. We have to wait and see what happens elsewhere around Europe. Maybe they have to win without their leading scorer. Kataja, the team being introduced at the moment, the Finnish champions. 1 win ahead of Aradia, and in that all-important 4th spot in the group, the top 4 guaranteed a place in the playoffs. If you are going to finish 5th, then you're playing a bit of a lottery in terms of whether you're going to make it through to the next round or not. It's about as crucial as it gets at this stage. Both teams in a position that come next week might require the calculators to figure out if they've made it through to the playoffs or not. We'll have the introduction now of the home team, Aradia. It's a big crowd in this relatively small arena. They certainly know how to make some noise. They'll get behind their team and try and push them on for a much-needed victory. They did beat Kataja Basket in the reverse fixture, in fact, in Finland, so they're more than capable this evening. They survived 18 turnovers in that game, but out-rebounded Kataja 42-29 and shot 54% inside, moved the ball far better than the Finns as well, dished out 23 assists en route to a 6-point win. As far as Kataja are concerned, They had a horrible shooting night in that 74-80 loss. Just 33% inside and 37% outside. And they also got, as I mentioned, bested on the boards and pummeled in the paint. They lost the battle in the paint 18-36. We just had the introduction of the referees for tonight's matchup as well. The two respective head coaches, Christian Akeem of Aradia and Greg Gibson of Kataja Basket, shaking hands on the sideline, and all the players do all the pleasantries before they get set to do battle on the basketball court. Aradia's big challenge this evening is underlined by the fact that they are missing their leading scorer, Sean Bonnet, and as a team, they've averaged just 65 points per game this season, the second lowest tally in the whole competition. Kataja 12th out of the 40 teams in terms of their offensive output at over 77 points per game, so on average more than 12 points per game from the Finns. The visitors have a strong presence inside as well, ranking 5th in blocks and 19th on the boards. Aradia down in 36th in rebounding. Although there are one or two potential routes to success for the home team. They've moved the ball better than their opponents this season, averaged a few more assists per game, and they protect the ball better as well. Kataja averaging over 2.5 more turnovers a game than their hosts here tonight. So turnovers could be a big factor. And maybe, aside from all those stats and the physical characteristics and the qualities of the players in terms of their various skill sets, maybe tonight on this occasion, at this stage of the regular season, it comes down a little bit more to those mental attributes and who can keep their focus and execute with the pressure that has built. As we see the Kataja Basket starting 5 there. Talked about a number of those players. Rion Brown, a key player, no doubt, 16.5 points per game since joining around game day 6 for this team that's led by coach Greg Gibson. And Daniel Mullins, the number 42. If you haven't seen him in action yet, get set for something special. He's so athletic, just 188 centimetres, 6'2", but springs in his shoes. And one of the human highlight reels of this Basketball Champions League. Here's the Aradia starting 5. Martin Zeno, key scorer for them. Branko Mirkovic, key facilitator for them. They will need their big players to have big games. Christian Akeem has done his best to prepare without Sean Bonnet, who has a ruptured calf muscle, having averaged 14 points, 1.5 steals and 6.5 rebounds a game in this competition, shooting over 50% inside. He had a game high 26 points in the previous meeting between these two clubs back on game day 6. He was 12 of 18 from the field, grabbed 8 rebounds and also came up with 4 steals. He was the star of the show as Aradia got the better of Kataja in Finland, but he's not available for the home team here tonight. So how will that have an impact on this crucial Basketball Champions League game? Aradia 5-7 so far. They lost each of their first 2 before then winning 5 of the next 8, including that game day 6 win in Finland, but they've since lost both of their last 2 by 19 at home to Le Mans a couple of weeks ago, and last week by a whopping 29 points on the road at Kimmich, which is a very tough place to go. And Kataja have made a very long trip this evening to Aradia. They're 6-6 in the regular season, having come through the qualifying round of this competition. They lost 4 of their first 6, including that one against Aradia on home court, but they responded to that with a 4-game win streak before losing each of their last 2. They lost by 15 at home to Kimmich a couple of weeks ago and by 10 at Venezia last week. So both of these teams coming into this crucial game off the back of back-to-back defeats. Something has to give here this evening. Kataja in the blue, Aradia in the white and red. It is two clubs coming off historic first ever domestic league honours. It's the Romanian champions taking on the Finnish champions, and it's two clubs desperate for their uncharted voyage into this competition to continue. It's Aradia against Kataja, live on game day 13 of the Basketball Champions League regular season. The home team start with the ball as Nikwara pushes it back to Mirkovic, key player for them. In the high post, moved on by Denison. This is Mandaka, and they put it up and they put it in after around 13 seconds on the board with a long ranger. The score from Andrei Mandaka, a 29-year-old Romanian guard. He was just 1 of 5 from the field in that game day 6 meeting. 1 of 1 so far here tonight. Not a bad start at all. Kataja's first possession as they try and answer back. Raniko, the inbound pass. Backing in and going to work is Rion Brown. Out to the perimeter for 3. Raniko unable to answer back. There's a chance for Aradia to build up a bit of a head of steam at the start here. They turn it over instead as the pass is fired in towards Titus Nikwara. First turnover of the night. Here is Daniel Mullings. There's the handoff to Raniko. He's trying to meander his way through the defense, and he got fouled on his route towards the rim. And look at that expression. Already feeling hard done by. Martin Zeno feels there was not enough contact there, but he does have the right hand on the hip of Teemu Raniko. And Raniko gets 2 from the stripe to try and level the score, and does get Kataja on the board in the opening minute. 6.7 assists per game, as well as 12.2 points per game in this competition for Teemu Raniko so far. At the age of 36, he's still firing on all cylinders, and he's got Kataja level. Denison. Nikwara across to the far side, fired in. Denison with some dynamite above the rim. Aradia have made a positive start. Raniko. The crossovers across to Mullings now. Mullings with a bounce pass, very tight, as he tried to work it in towards the low post. It was kicked away by an Aradia defender. He was looking for Kervin Bristol, who made his debut in this competition last week. Here he is now, Bristol. Back it goes to Joey King. Now Brown, and there's a foul away from the ball, an offensive foul on Bristol, who had 7 rebounds on his debut last week, as well as a block and 4 points off 2 of 2 shooting. Right under the nose of the referee that time. The Kataja turnover. Denison. Zeno. Mirkovic now trying to get free on the perimeter, moves it forward towards Denison. Denison's going to back in and go one-on-one with Bristol. Got around him but couldn't get the drop, and he wants a foul. The referee shakes his head. Almost put it away from behind that one as Brown clings onto it. Brown across to the far side. And there's a foot on the line from Raniko. So back-to-back turnovers for Kataja now. And just 2 points in the opening 2 minutes for them. You can see Raniko there just had his heel on the line. There goes Denison again, moves it on quickly, off the glass, it wouldn't drop. Second opportunity, still won't go down. Here's Rion Brown. Mullings with the crossovers, and then tried a little shake and bake, knocked away by Mirkovic. It's a very low-scoring start in the opening 2.5 minutes. Raniko with the inbound, quick turn, open, route to the rim, but a blown layup by the leading Kataja scorer, Rion Brown. He just can't buy a basket at the moment. It's over 2.5 minutes without a field goal for the Finns. Aradia got let off the hook, but then turned the ball over. And the carry called against Mirkovic. Here's Rion Brown. Now Ranico into the paint. Back out to the far side. Joey King will put up a three and gets nothing but net. And Kataja get their first field goal nearly 3 minutes in. Not only their first field goal, but their first lead of this ball game. Zeno with the inbound to Dennison. Dennison the handoff on the perimeter, set the screen as well. And there's a foul called here on Daniel Mullings. It's the second foul on Kataja. The handoff in the high post from Nikwara. Mandaka moves it on. Across from Zeno. The three for Mirkovic. Able to answer right back. And the 34-year-old Serb has been doing that all season long. He takes over 5 3-point attempts a game. Here's Joey King. Now Rion Brown. Brown trying to get some space around the big frame of Bristol. Gets inside Mullings down the baseline, just mid-air, and gets it to drop in. Daniel Mullings on the board here. And we're level at 7. The points are starting to flow again. Mirkovic moving it forward to Zeno. Zeno across to the far side. They thought about another three. This time the step inside, and it's good for Mandaka. How about that? Just 1 of 5 from the field in the previous meeting. 2 of 2 so far in the opening 4 minutes here. Rion Brown in towards the paint. Fouled from behind by Mandaka. It's not been the best start for Rion Brown so far. Missing that open layup. Still waiting for his first points. But he draws the contact there from Andre Mandaka. And that's the second foul on Aradia. Non-shooting foul, so the inbound to Bristol. Now Brown takes over. He'll fire the three this time. Still can't get going. And the rebound secured by the home team. And here they come with Mandaka. Screen set by Dennison. Pick and roll, he finds it now on the outside, gets inside up against Bristol, who does a great defensive job one-on-one. Ranico, he'll pull up for the open three, invited to shoot and makes them pay. Teemu Ranico, you can't give him that kind of room on the perimeter. He's shooting close to 40% from the outside this season. There's a response for Aradia. For Martin Zeno, who gets himself on the board for the first time. Into Bristol, free in the low post, back out, another three, this time for King, got it. Back-to-back threes for Kataja. And that's 2 from the outside now for Joey King. Moved beautifully to the corner. What a response from Mandaka, and this 3-point shootout continues. Two teams moving the ball beautifully on offense now. Bristol. Moved on by Wesley. Ranico in towards Bristol, misses the layup, gets a second chance and puts it in. And they get let off the hook that time. That would have been 2 blown layups. It could have come back to haunt Kataja. Long shot off the mark that time, and Rion Brown able to grab the rebound. Mullings under the hoop against the side of the backboard. There's a foul called there on Ranico. His first, Kataja's third of the quarter. 4 minutes of the first to play. It's been tight and tense. Ranico will take a seat here. And Aradia with an opportunity to get themselves back ahead. Mirkovic to the far side. Step back, still going to be a long two. Wouldn't go anyway for Titus Nikwara. And here's Daniel Mullings. There's the crossover. Skipping through the paint. Out to this near corner. Back it goes. King fakes the threes. 2 of 2 from the outside already. Putting the ball on the floor this time is Bradley. Moved around the perimeter again. King to Mullings on the baseline. Good team defense from Aradia. Kataja trying to move the ball quickly, but to no avail. Aradia able to block off all the passing lanes in the paint. And able to close out on the outside as well. No joy in trying to find an open look. Both teams shooting 50% from the field so far. Zeno. Fired in towards Dennison. He got the contact, but he couldn't quite finish. It was a nice move. And he's earned himself a trip to the line. Little bump there, and he almost flipped it in with the right hand. So Sean Dennison, 31-year-old Canadian international, will go to the line. A Canadian teammate on the national team of Daniel Mullings, his opponent here this evening. They've represented their country in youth basketball, and Dennison off the mark here with the first foul shot. We're level at 15. Bradley, back it goes to Sepala across to the far side. Wide open outside shot. Fell well short from Makalainen. Zeno pulls up for the long two and knocks it down. Smooth stroke from Martin Zeno. 4 points for him in the first. Sepala to Rion Brown. Brown still scoreless, 0 of 2 from the field. Here he is now, looking to spot a gap in the defense. Knocked away from behind, able to recover. Sepala fires the three. The crowd were looking for a turnover. Aradia with a quarterback pass. Zeno trapped in the paint. Theoretically, there should have been some room on the perimeter, but they weren't able to find it. Here's Mirkovic. He makes some room, and it goes halfway down before popping out again. Aradia up by 2. Here's Rion Brown again. Towards the final 2 minutes of the first. Brown driving towards the baseline. Kicks it out. 3 for Bradley. Got it. And these two teams have been firing on all cylinders from downtown in the first. Kataja now 4 of 8 from the outside. Aradia 2 of 3. And there's a turnover. Fast break basketball. Bradley down the court. Called for a travel. And that is a big let-off for Aradia. Kataja's head coach, Greg Gibson, will be relatively happy with the position his team are in at the moment. Neither team has been able to create any kind of breathing room, though. Here goes Dennison, who's looked to menace inside, kicks it back out this time. There's room on the perimeter to fire, and the three-point shooting show continues. Martin Zeno this time. That's 7 points now in the first for Zeno. He's 3 of 3 from the field. Rion Brown. Brown throws it away. He was looking to link with Walala to the corner. And that one touches the line. Otherwise, it would have been a wide open effort for Mirkovic. Aradia up by 2. As we move into the final minute, Zeno the pass a little behind Mirkovic, and that's a good call, as you can see from the official. I wonder if Mirkovic was more frustrated by the fact he couldn't reel it in, or by the fact that the pass was off the mark. It was a combination of both. Sepala. Able to get it back from Kualala. Brown steps back for the three. Still can't get going. 0 of 3 now. But they grab the offensive rebound and then throw it away. That's a lovely pass. Here goes Zeno! Down the floor. MZ, the master of this ceremony here in the first. 9 points for him. Kataja off the mark from the outside. And they're starting to miss those outside shots. Aradia have opened up a 4-point gap. Just a few seconds difference between shot and game clock at the end of the first. So Martin Zeno holding it, looking to attack, pulls up for the 2. It's a double-figure quarter for Martin Zeno. A 6-point Aradia lead. They have finished the first with a flourish. I said there was extra responsibility on him in the absence of Sean Bonnet, and he has certainly taken the opportunity to shine. 11 points here in the first. .6 seconds for Kataja to retaliate. Mäkeläinen to inbound from inside his own half of the court. There's the high press. Mäkeläinen finds room to fire the 3, but he can't hit at the buzzer. And Kataja, having started by hitting 4 of their first 8 3-pointers, have missed their last 3 in a row. And as soon as that outside shooting dried up, so did their scoring, and Aradia were able to move into a 6-point advantage. They lead at the end of 1, 24-18. Tremendous fast break basketball, the fist pass from Mandaka, and the flying finish from Martin Zeno. He's been the star so far, but it's been a team effort from Aradia. Look at their shooting, close to 60% from the field, inside and out. Kataja just 2 of 5 inside, and those 3-pointers, as I mentioned, drying up. Rebounding numbers very even, but Aradia have moved the ball far better, almost double the amount of assists. And Kataja, the turnovers, they're the 2 areas I talked about at the start of the game when I talked about how Aradia might win this, the assists and the turnovers, and so far it is coming to the fore for the Romanian champions. A really impressive 10 minutes of basketball. Denison's dunk got it started. Kataja were able to get themselves ahead on a few occasions and keep within a few points because of that outside shooting. Mirkovic gave Kataja a bit of a taste of their own medicine. But how about the performance of Martin Zeno, who finishes the quarter with 11. A recovery off the missed layup that time for Kataja, although Rion Brown blew a completely open layup a little earlier and went 0 of 3 from the field. Scoreless in the game so far. Kataja's leading scorer. It's been far smoother on offense for Aradia and for Martin Zeno, who's the second leading scorer for the Romanians this season, but trying to shoulder some extra responsibility in the absence of Sean Bonnet, and he is doing just that. 11 points in the quarter, 5 of 5 from the field. We're underway at the start of the second half. Kataja trailing by 6. It comes out now to Bradley. Bradley back to the outside to Joey King, who hit a couple of 3s early in that first. Rion Brown to Bradley again. Really tenacious defense at the moment from Aradia as a team. Brown is off the mark, so that's 0 of 4 from the field now for Rion Brown. Just can't get going. And this man certainly has got going. Martin Zeno back out to the outside. Steps into the corner, fires the long-range attempt, and Martin Zeno is a 6-shooter in the first half here. 6 of 6 from the field, and Aradia lead by 9. Ranico across to the far side to Bradley. Bradley held up, almost lost the ball to Lucic. Here's Rion Brown again. Is he going to continue to shoot? He is. He hangs and hits this time, and that stops the rock for Brown, who missed his first 4 shots and gone scoreless for the first 11 minutes. Petrishaw on to Martin Zeno. Zeno to Pashlic across to the far side. Zeno again looking to turn, looking to attack as ever. It's a fizzed pass right on the money. Back out. Zeno has to put it up. Contested free at the end of the shot clock, and he just can't miss. A magnificent 7 out of 7 from the field. 3 of 3 from downtown, 4 of 4 inside, and 17 points. Kataja able to respond with Joey King, who's not having a bad night either. 3 of 3 from downtown for him. Pashlic. When it goes to Petrishaw, and then there's a foul on Jarakios Bradley on that far side as he tangled with the game's star man right now. MZ, Martin Zeno, 17 points in the first 12 minutes. Bradley's first foul, the first for either team in the quarter. Pashlic will throw up the 3, and everything will fall for Aradia right now. They lead by double figures, 33 to 23, and Kataja forced to call timeout. As a team, they're 6 of 8 from 3-point range. Well, the disgust in the performance on defense, I think more so than on offense, shown in that timeout from the Kataja head coach Greg Gibson. Absolutely furious with the effort of his players, but the shooting of Aradia has been remarkable. They're shooting over 60% from the field. They're 5 of 7. In fact, make it 6 of 8 from downtown after that last one, and 7 of 12 inside. And Kataja have seen all of their scoring dry up, and they come off the back of the timeout and commit a turnover straight away. Tamo Radico trying to link with Jarakios Bradley, and the two not on the same wavelength. And that rather sums it up for Kataja at the moment. Aradia lead by 10. Petrishaw moving the ball on to Pashlic. Pashlic pulling up for the long 2, hand in his face, misses that one. A rare miss at the moment for Aradia, who'd had a string of field goals go down. And the foul is called on Bogdan Siberna, who disrupted Mullings and Bristol as they tried to grab the defensive rebound. Here's Daniel Mullings, able to attack from the far side now. Just ricocheted off the frame of Bristol, who's able to reel it in, finds Bradley. It's all a bit scrappy, a bit messy. Mullings trying to clean it up, but misses the shot. And Kataja don't get the break as that one bounces off the rim. It looked initially like it might have been last touch Aradia, but the officials calling it in the Romanians' favour, and there were no real protests from the Finns, so you have to assume they got the right call. Petrishaw on to Pashlic. Pashlic guarded by Mullings across towards this near side. Martin Zeno fires in a pass. He's doing a bit of everything, and Pashlic does the rest. Martinsino putting on an offensive clinic in this first half. Wide open shot from the near side. Bradley knew it was going down. A much needed basket for Kataja to get them within 9. They hadn't scored for a few minutes. Here's Martinsino on to Pasalic. Martinsino again, lines up the 3. The Z-Man taking charge. 20 points in the first 14 minutes from Martinsino. He's 8 of 8 from the field. Mullins, and then free off the baseline was Bradley. 8 points now for Jarakios Bradley, over his season average already. But any other good performance at the moment is in the shadow of this man, Martinsino. Pasalic. Petrishaw now. Petrishaw trying to go around the frame of Siberna. He can't link with him in the centre. Now there's a chance down the floor for Mullins. Zeno behind him. There's the trail from King. And King continues his 100% record from the field. 4 of 4 now for 11 points. Mullins perhaps doing the wise thing and waiting for his teammate, because Martinsino behind him was threatening to come in and try and block the shot. And we've got a timeout called, this time by the home team, Aradia. They lead by 10. I'm sure a lot of the discussion in the timeout for Kataja will be about how to stop Martinsino. He's 8 of 8 from the field, 4 of 4 inside, 4 of 4 from downtown. And he's also dished a couple of pretty assists as well. And he's been hitting them wide open and with defense in his face. That's the problem. He's looking unplayable at the moment. Kataja back within 8, 5.5 to go here in the second quarter, and bringing the ball down the floor is Mirkovic for Aradia. And there's the steal from Mullins. Now a chance for Sapala in the open floor to finish. And Kataja finding their feet in the second. Mirkovic setting the screen high with Siberna. We'll move it on across towards this near side. Here goes Pasalic into the paint, and an aggressive rise to the rim. Stopped in its tracks by Kevin Bristol, who picks up his second foul. The adjustment wouldn't quite fall, but it will be 2 foul shots for Titus, or rather Bogdan Siberna, I beg your pardon. Backup centre, averaging close to 3.5 points per game in 14 minutes per game this season. Things not going to plan at the moment for Christian Akeem and his team Aradia. They'd opened up a very impressive lead. 12 points, the largest of the game, and had the wind really in their sails, everything falling. But there has certainly been a shift in the momentum since that last time out. Joey King, who's 4 of 4 from the field. Back it goes to Ranico. And now Sapala. There's a foul there. I think there was a tug of the jersey as Kevin Bristol was looking to make his way into the paint. You better see it there. Jersey and the shorts by the looks of it. There's Mullins. Mullins to the strike, getting into the paint, back out. King will fire again. First miss of the game for him. And then the foul called on Daniel Mullins, who was trying to come up with the offensive rebound and made the steal after the Aradia player got it. And that's a potentially significant one. You see it here, off the rebound. There he's trying to get the steal off Mirkovic. And it's a rather rash decision because he was playing on 2 fouls. So now it's 3 fouls in the opening 15.5 minutes for one of Kataja's star players. Pasalic. And it goes now to Lucic, who's going to look to back in and go one-on-one, twisting and turning. And the contact called from Joey King. It was an aggressive post-up from Uroš Lucic. I just wondered if it might go the other way. It was certainly right on the line. Here's Pasalic. Pasalic stopped over on the far side. Lucic, he's going to fire a 3. And there's a foul underneath on the offensive team as Ranico got knocked to the floor. I saw from the graphic just a few seconds earlier that Aradia had hit all 4 of their 3-point attempts so far in this quarter. And then Lucic off the mark as the foul is called there. Leon Brown just 1 of 5 from the field. 2 points in the first half, averaging 16.5 a game this season. They really need him to get going, especially with Mullins in foul trouble now. Here is Brown. Mullins is set on the bench, by the way. Sapala, he's going to shoot the 3 off the mark, right to the basket. Rebound grabbed by Lucic. And Aradia leading by 7. Going to start to think about building up a bit of a gap again. Mirkovic moving it on now towards Niculescu, who's in the game for the first time, the 20-year-old Romanian. Back out it goes. Siberna, the 3. Another one will fall for Aradia. The big man shooting the 3. 6'11", 210 centimeters, knocks it down from the outside. Sapala to try and answer back. He misses. And Aradia up by double figures. Have a chance to tie or maybe surpass the largest lead of the game. Mirkovic hangs it high. Siberna couldn't get it to go as he rolled inside. Now here goes Brown. 3 minutes of the first half to play. Brown towards the baseline, drew the triple team. Back out to Ranico. Open 3 in the corner. King maybe disrupted by the closeout. Back-to-back misses now for Joey King after hitting his first 4 shots. Here's Mirkovic for 3. And it's Aradia overdrive again. Timeout called from Kataja. Mirkovic able to knock down the 3-pointer, his second of the game. And Aradia 8 of 10 from 3-point land. Well, the shots have been falling for everybody in red and white here this evening. I believe that's 8 of 10 from downtown for Aradia. And 8 of 14 inside, shooting over 65% from the field. And Kataja just haven't had the answers. The gap up to 13 now. Brown almost lost it, and in fact he does have a second chance to grab it, but Leon Brown's torrid night continues. He struggled to shoot the ball, and he's turned it over here, closed out really quickly by Lucic. He got his right hand out to disrupt the pass towards Ranico. And off the back of the timeout, there's a Kataja turnover. They trail by 13, it's the largest deficit of the game so far. And Aradia have the chance to extend it here. Marcus Bradley, one of a few Kataja players who has shot the ball relatively well. Which was just holding his face a moment there. Goes inside and dribbled off the foot. And travel called against Taberna. Have not been as effective with him in the game as opposed to Sean Dennison at centre. Dennison in need of a rest though, can't play the whole 40 minutes. Remember, these clubs balancing their domestic commitments of the weekend with their continental commitments midweek. It has been a bit of a struggle for these two clubs to do that. And there's a three, a much needed three from Teemu Ranico. Makes it a 10-point game again. He's got 8 points in the first half. 2 minutes of the second quarter to play. Lucic trying to move it on to Taberna. And in fact, Aradia turned the ball over. An offensive foul on Niculescu. Aradia, champions of Romania, currently just 5th out of the 11 teams in the Romanian top flight this season, a 9-6 record, although they have won their last 3. And Kataja, champions of Finland last season, currently 3rd with a 12-6 record, but they have struggled to balance the league and European commitments. They've lost 4 of their last 8 in domestic competition. These two clubs have put so much into this inaugural season of the Basketball Champions League. A dream for both clubs to be here. Kataja having to come through the qualifying rounds. And their reward for coming off the back of dream seasons. Aradia winning their first ever Romanian title. Kataja winning their first ever Finnish title. And this really is a true matchup for the Basketball Champions League. The champions of 2 countries going toe-to-toe and trying to find their way through to the playoffs. And that is a big shot from the outside from Joey King again. 14 points in the first for him. He's not too far behind the headline writer, Martin Zeno. Deflected away off Makalainen. It's still going to be Aradia ball, rather. Just over a minute and a half to go in the second. They lead by 7. They're playing without Zeno at the moment, by the way. He's getting a nice rest ahead of the second half. Petrishaw all the way through. Taberna able to grab it, uses a bit of muscle, but can't get it to go down. Another offensive rebound. And Mandaka just holds on to it. And here's Pasalic. Now Petrishaw. Petrishaw trying to get away from Ranico. He meandered through the paint, but then threw it away, and Rion Brown, in desperate need of some easy points, gets just his second field goal of the contest. Kataja have closed the gap to 5 here, and we're with Martin Zeno on the bench. It has just opened the door for the Finns to find a way back into the game. Mandaka, the outside shot wouldn't go. Now a chance to make it a 1-possession game for Kataja. Rion Brown steps up to the foul line, misses the shot, and the rebound is reeled in by Pasalic. Taberna. the handoff to Mandaka. They move it through. Double team drawn on the perimeter, but they just can't seem to put those passes together now. There was space to do so. And the crowd are getting a little bit flustered, although after the turnover, that's because they wanted a travel and they get it. So Kataja turn it right back over to Aradia. And there's 9.4 to shoot. That's a missed opportunity there, the travel from Rion Brown. Tough night for him. 2 of 7 from the field and 3 turnovers. A big opportunity to make it a one-possession game heading into the half, but now it's Aradia who have the chance to make it a 7 or 8 point game. And they will try and hold it for the last shot of the second quarter. Martin Zeno is back in off the bench for this final possession. Joey King, a shooter for Kataja, takes a seat as they go defense and let's try and stop the home team. It's Zeno directing traffic. Final couple of seconds, he's going to have to put it up, contested from the outside. That one looked off all the way. And that, at the buzzer, at the end of the first half, is the first miss of the game from Martin Zeno, who previously was 8 of 8 from the floor. 20 points in around 14 and a half minutes. And his 20 helping Aradia to a 5-point lead at the half, 45-40 over Kataja. Here's a look at these shooting stats. Very impressive indeed from the home team. 9 of 14 from downtown. 4 of those from Zeno. They're shooting close to 50% inside as well. And now 5 ahead in the rebounding numbers. A couple more assists. Although Kataja have come up with 5 steals and they've been able to pull themselves back from 13 down to within 5. Turnovers pretty even. And no blocks in the game just yet. I feel Kataja are well positioned to make their push in the second half, led by the 14 points of Joey King, who's 5 of 7 from the field, including 4 of 6 from downtown. Zeno 20, stealing the spotlight in the first half. And 3 turnovers for Rion Brown there, as well as shooting just 2 of 7 from the field for 4 points, the leading scorer for Kataja so far this season. Bradley and Ranico have 8 apiece for Kataja, along with the 14 of King to try and haul them back into the game. Aside from the 20 of Zeno, the home team have 7 from Mandaka, 6 from Mijkovic, 5 from Pasalic, 4 from Ciberna. And Dennison with the early dunk, but though he's not played an awful lot since then. Dennison playing 12 minutes and then getting a good rest. And Christian Hakim, the head coach of Aradia, has had big decisions to make because he's tried to rest his starters, Dennison and Zeno, when he can to get them ready for the second half. But when those big players have been off the floor, Kataja have been able to close the gap. They were down by 12, closed it to within a few. Then they were down by 13 and they've closed it now to within 5. So the game is well positioned heading into the second half. Do join us for that here in a few minutes' time. At the break though, it's Aradia 45, Kataja Basket 40.
repede cu un partener, dar repede, că le prinde timpul aici și vine repede a doua. Noi suntem CSM, da? Ei sunt Kataja, noi suntem cu victoria, ei sunt cu bătaia. Simplu. Deci chiar asta e batem, Zino joacă ceea ce trebuie, este perfect. Hai. Cele frumoase fete, team dancer, Asnova, prinde cu CSM-ul, dragi prieteni, avem echipă de dansatoare, pentru că am trecut de majorete. Bă, deci voi doi, știți să vă dați cu astea sau nu știți? Nu știți? Nu știți. De ce nu motiv? Avem aici unul, avem al doilea, haideți fetelor, sunteți atrăgătoare, hai să dăm un premiu, 2, 3, hai să dau o plasă, cadou. Uite, hai. Deci, haideți fetelor, haideți aici. Mai repede, nu începem încă. Nu începem, haideți doar fetelor, și de unul. Mulțumim încă o dată, Cristi! Hai, să facă ceva de Cristi! Cine poate? Hai că nu e greu! Uite că avem aici un doritor, ați reușit! Vezi că atât de frumoasă, nu convingeți pe nimeni! Haideți repede! Cristi! Hai înapoi! Cristi! Ia-mă pe Cristi! O ține pe cuvinte de Facebook, da? Cine poate face pe Cristi aici și acum? Un doritor din tribună, hai! Cine bate pe Cristi, repede! Uite că avem aici! Doamnelor, domnișoarelor și domnilor, această seară avem finala bărbat contra femeie. A dat pieba Cristi și Dormiți. Da. Ok. Aici. Una la Cristi. 2, 3, 4, da? Când dau o start, începe. Numai voi. Faceți loc. 3, 2, 1, start! La care cade, eliminat. Aici, mai e cineva, haide! Face bunăuile! Învingătoare, cum te cheamă? Bravo, bine! Avem pe dat, am câștigat. Păi, Cristi, ce s-a întâmplat cu tine, că m-ai trădat? Ce s-a întâmplat? Cum se poate așa ceva? Câștigătoarea este că de acord, ea? De acord? Hai să dăm premiu, Dane sau cine e acolo? Aduceți premiu. Bun. Faceți grozave. Fetelor, dar și voi. Uitați-vă la majoretă, la team dancer Aradia. Vă trimiteți, aici este în aplauzele voastre Teodora Lăzuran, de 10 ori campioana Uniunii la gimnastică ritmică. Atenție! Nu degeaba venit pentru o familie mare, este verișoara Nadiei Copuci. Avem și noi Nadia noastră la Oradea. Hai să dăm premiul, Dane. Premiul, să-l dăm și noi. Ultimele scor. Nu mai scriu acolo, nu știu ăla. Ok, mulțumesc, dați copii. Facem poză, haideți să... Ok? Și acum, o să văd acolo, rugați acolo pentru un trip de amer. Cristi, unde ești Cristi? Că ai luat locul 2. Pentru tine, îl pui acasă, da? Și anunți la coș. Când doarme mama și când doarme tati, tu anunți la coș, da? La ei la ușă, vine Dane, te ispect. Bravo, să te ții de basket. Asta o meriți. Am pariat pe tine. Basketball Team Oradea. Și acum, hai să vedem dacă avem premiu. Am acolo sus un premiu pentru prietenii mei. Un televizor de dat, vreau să dau o plasmă în seara asta. Dacă reușesc să o ducă băieții ăștia zăpăciți. Hai să facem și noi să ne mișcăm. Încercăm? Pariez pe Teodora. 3, 2, 1, stop! Hai, dați-i drumul. Vă dau și vouă un premiu. Ia să văd. pierdut, că n-ai început cu ele. Vă reamintesc, sloganul în seara aceasta este: noi suntem CSM, noi suntem cu Victoria, ei sunt Kataja, ei sunt Kataja. Pare rău pentru ei, în seara asta gata să va califica mai departe în ce zic. O să vedeți acest lucru convins de asta. Haideți vă cu televizorul la o dată. Uitați-vă la aia doi zăpăciți. Vine cu televizor, uitați-vă la mascotele mele. Unde dracu le-am găsit? Uitați-vă la mascotele astea absolut zăpăcite. Bă, puteți-vă televizorul la o dată, bă. Uite-te la aia cu starea. Și aduc un televizor. Aplauzele voastre! Ăsta era vechi acum! Televizorul este stricat, am vrut să vă spun o săcadă cu el, dar din păcate s-a băgat polițul să să-i salveze. Adevărul trezorul era stricat și o să... Na, acum le toate pot. Băi, de norociților, anul de veniți în place. Uite cu ăștia doi. Uitați ce mascote avem. Vă rog că aplaudați pe Raifi și pe Leone, care n-au fost în stare să pun un televizor. Eu îl fac cu tot. Extraordinar. Nu, n-are nimic. Domnul doctor, n-are nimic la el. Este gol. Este gol. L-am golit de tot. Ne-am gândit să nu pățiți nimic. Deci jur este gol. Scos de tot. Nu are nimic în el. Dar am vrut să văd care reacția publicului. Domnul doctor Curceadă, fostul director de la DSP, ne-a și criticat. Primul ajutor, reacția firească este că n-are nimic în el gol. Numai plastic. Și băieții s-au făcut. Bravo, hai ce să ne, hai băieții! Hai să vă auzi! Mulțumim domnul arbitrii, hello referees! Eliberat ringul, urmează repriza a doua.
Welcome back to the Arena Antonio Alexa in Aradia, Romania. What a performance from the home team over the first 20 minutes of basketball. The fifth worst offense in the whole competition coming into this season, coming into this game rather, averaging just 65 points per game. They've fired 45 in the first half alone, 20 of those from the number 3 Martin Zeno, who in the absence of their leading scorer Sean Bonnet has really stepped up, fired 8 of 9 from the field. His only miss with a contested shot at the buzzer at the end of the second quarter. He's been the hero, although it's been a really good team shooting performance as well. They've shot 9 of 14 from downtown and close to 50% inside as well. And just looking at the standings now in Group B, given that Saratov have already won today, they've jumped into 4th. Their game taking place a little earlier than this one, so that race for the playoffs now looks like this. Saratov in 4th place, 6 and 7. That's the place that all the teams want to try and guarantee their spot in the next round. Kataja have fallen to 5th at 6 and 6, with this game obviously in hand. Maccabi ran media at 5 and 7, and Aradia at 5 and 7. So all of those 4 teams in the mix to still finish 4th. Karsiaka have a double-digit lead at the moment over bottom side Kimmich, so you have to imagine that 3rd place Pinar Karsiaka will get the win today, and that pretty much guarantees the top 3 in the group are secure. It's all about who takes 4th and 5th. 4th guaranteed a place in the next round, 5th with a big chance of making the playoffs.
Look here, one interesting aspect also. If you play, guys, for example, diamond situations, and you play with Titus, and Titus roll, I told you, they will come from here. Sean, just if he cut, we are alone. Same transition.
Aside from the standout stat line of Martin Zeno on 20 points, they've already talked about Mandaka with 7 for the hosts, 6 for Mirkovic. And then you look to the visiting team, and they have 14 points from Joey King and 8 apiece from Teemu Rannikko and from Jarek Bradley. Although they're 2 leading scorers coming into this one. Daniel Mullings just 1 of 3 from the field for 2 points, and Rion Brown just 2 of 7 from the field for 4 points, and also committing 3 turnovers. You have to say that Kataja are in a very good position as we start the second half. Aradia have shot the lights out. Kataja's 2 main offensive threats haven't yet come to play, and yet the Finns are only down by 5. Here goes Martin Zeno again, picking up right where he left off. 9 of 10 from the field now for 22. The half-time interval has done little to cool red-hot Zeno. Mullings, and it goes towards Bristol, who turns and puts it in. 5-point game again. Zeno able to move it across to Dennison, who got a good long rest towards the end of the second. A drive down the baseline, the foul but not the finish from Nikwara. Joey King, the infringer, his 2nd foul. So Nikwara will have to earn them from the stripe. Started the game, the number 14 for Aradia, but he's 0 of 3 from the field and only played 6.5 minutes in that first half. And he's still waiting for his first score. He'll try and get it here with the 2nd foul shot. Averages 6.5 points and close to 5 rebounds a game. 0 of 3 from the field, 0 of 2 from the line now. It could come down to small details when it's all said and done, given how close Kataja have made it now. Brown, the pass inside to Bristol, who puts it in, just got the hop. Bristol now with 6 points. Mirkovic fighting towards the centre, picked off by Bristol. An invaluable steal as well. Rannikko stops and pops for 3, but he can't hit. And the rebound is grabbed by high-flying Dennison. Dennison moving it on around the perimeter, goes from Nikwara across to the man of the moment, Martin Zeno. Moving towards the edge of the paint, over the top of the defense, wouldn't fall with a tip. Dennison able to grab the rebound as well, off the miss from Nikwara, and Mullings was able to pick his pocket. There's a little shake and bake dribble, back out to the outside, the fake of the 3, Rannikko, the pass, King, got the defense in the air, steps away for 3. And that would have been a beautiful looking play, but the shot was short from Joey King, who had previously hit 4 of 6 from the outside, and then picks up there his 2nd foul in quick succession. And that's 3 for the game now for Joey King. So Coach Gibson has a decision to make as to whether to keep him in, and he has done for now. Mirkovic back to Mandaka. Across to the far side it goes to Zeno. Zeno on to Nikwara, and he threw it behind Mandaka. Kataja have got within 3, and now they have a chance to get within 1 or maybe even tie from 13 down. It's not quite going to plan for Aradia in the second half. Daniel Mullings into the paint, one way, then the other, over the top of the game's leading scorer, and gets Kataja within 1. Just the second field goal for Daniel Mullings. 2 of 4 from the field. And maybe now's his time to start to heat up. Nikwara 0 of 4 from the field now. Zeno back out. Mirkovic from the high post knocks down a 3. His 3rd of the night. Just so Aradia can keep their noses in front. That one off the mark from range. Rebound grabbed by Zeno. Back out. Dennison to shoot the 3. The big man over the top of Bristol, who maybe didn't expect him to shoot it. Aradia have to get back quickly now. Mullings is on the attack again, gets the double team up in the air. They move it to Brown. Brown with the fake, steps in for the 2 and knocks it down. And Kataja's main offensive weapons are coming to the party. Mullings and Brown heading now in the second half. Here he is, Martin Zeno stepping in for the long 2. Just his second miss. And his first real miss of the game, when you consider that miss at the half-time buzzer was contested and under pressure from the game clock, and he just had to throw one up. That time he got into a good position, the shot he wanted, but he missed. Maybe that starts to emphasise a swing of the momentum, although Aradia do get a second opportunity here. If Martin Zeno starts missing, and Mullings and Brown start hitting, well, Kataja are only 2 down as it stands. Martin Zeno, will he keep on firing? This time plays it off to Mirkovic. Mirkovic trying to get around the screen of Dennison, then finds Dennison inside and he flips it up and in. Really good combination play between the point guard and the centre. Aradia just holding Kataja at arm's length, but only just. Brown off to Ranico. Mullings looking to go one-on-one with Mirkovic. Dennison came across the help defence, and they come up with a steal between them. Mirkovic playing it out now to Mandaka across to the far side. Martin Zeno for 3! 5 of 6 from downtown. 25 points in the game for Zeno. Off the good defensive work of Mirkovic and Dennison, the wide open 3 drops. And Kataja have turned it over as well, so just when they got within touching distance, a 13-point deficit reduced to just 1. Aradia have started to open up a little bit of breathing room again. Mullings disappointed to have to take a seat here. Martin Zeno, another 3! Well, they were expecting that one to go down. Here's Rion Brown. This will be a 6-point swing, and he gets it. The open 3 missed by Zeno. The one at the other end knocked down by Brown, who now has 9 points, and it's a 4-point game when it might have been double figures. Dennison across to Mirkovic. Mirkovic with the pass inside towards Dennison. There was too much on it. Ranico with a quarterback pass to the wide receiver Brown, although he has it knocked away by Mandaka. Fake on the 3 on the far side. They run down the baseline, back out. Zandaka. The shot off the mark. And the foul on Zeno. So across the midway point of the 3rd quarter, Aradia up by 4, 55-51. It's a game that really could swing either way. You get the feeling that Kataja have a huge chance here, that Aradia are just about keeping them at bay. And maybe it's a matter of when and not if they finally get themselves ahead. Brown from the outside, a little rushed by the defence and off to the left of the basket. Mirkovic. Zeno turning towards the baseline, able to stay inbounds, back out Mandaka. Here's Zeno again. Zeno looking to go one-on-one, crosses over onto the left hand, puts it up and misses. First time he's missed back-to-back shots in the game. Sepala robbed to the ball by Mandaka. Here's Zeno. Can he let it up and in? No. And it doesn't go off the rebound as well from Nakwara. It is still a Aradia ball. It is a grimace and a slight grin on the face of Martin Zeno, who has now missed 3 in a row. Made 9 of his first 10 shots, although he's made just 1 of his last 4. In fact, 1 of his last 5. He's missed 3 in a row. Fans trying to get behind their team with 4 minutes to play in the third. Mandaka. Mirkovic. Across to Mandaka, and there's a whistle on the play. And in fact, Mandaka had a heel on the line. So Aradia with the turnover. That's their 15th of the game already. Kataja have had 13. It's been that kind of a game. But Aradia are a team that usually protect the ball far better than this. And it may come back to haunt them. There goes Titus Nakwara, who's 0 of 5 from the field and yet to score. Rion Brown knocked away. Mandaka keeping up the tenacity on defence, but it's still going to be Kataja ball. Sepala with the inbound to Rion Brown. Rion Brown trying to fake the pass back out to the outside, turns and shoots instead over the top of the defence and knocks it down. He wanted a foul as well, but Rion Brown has found his range. He's now 5 of 11 from the field and into double figures. Lucic backing in, looking to go one-on-one and attacking Mäkeläinen, who's called for the contact. Third foul on Kataja in the quarter. Non-shooting foul, so Aradia will inbound from the baseline. Franko Mirkovic has that job. Mirkovic with 4 assists so far to lead his team in that department. And there's another. Mandaka from the outside. His second 3, and he's into double figures as well now, 10 points. Aradia by 5. Brown spinning but slipping and able to keep control of the dribble. The outside shot off the mark from Bradley. Bristol was trying to save it on the baseline, may have stepped out of bounds, but he puts it back into Aradia possession. And what is going on in this quarter now with Martin Zeno? He cannot believe it. 4 straight misses. That one won't drop for Bradley, but he misses the open layup on the fast break. And Martin Zeno, who couldn't miss a shot in the first half, now can't buy a basket. Here he is again. Moves the ball on this time. Lucic looking to go one-on-one with the post up against Mäkeläinen again. Switches it back onto his left towards the baseline. Knocked away. They have to get it up. He got it away in time, but it won't drop. And there's a foul on Lucic there as he tried to grab the offensive rebound. And now there's a bit of pushing and shoving. And this very heated basketball Champions League match is perhaps getting to a point where it could cross the line. 2 teams desperate for the win to keep them in contention for the playoffs. Neither wants their journey to end in the regular season. And understandably, if it remains this close and goes on this late in the game, and tempers are going to start to fray. You can see there Bristol was not happy. The foul was from the Aradia player Uroš Lucic when he grabbed the rebound. Bristol wasn't happy about the contact. And 2 minutes and 12 to play in the third. Aradia by 5. And you have to feel, given the position of the other games, I don't think that a defeat here for the home team would mathematically count them out of contention for the playoffs, but it would leave them needing a miracle on the final game day. So they are keeping themselves in contention at the moment, up by 5. There's a bit of sorting out for the referees to do here. It is Kataja ball, so they can try and make it a one-possession game again. They've been as close as 1 point, having trailed by 13. And Sapala turns it over, down the floor. Mandaka, can he flip it up and in? Yes, he can. 12 points now for Mandaka. Sapala. Moved on by King, who's in the game on 3 fouls. Rion Brown. Brown looking to attack over the top of Zeno, who got fingertips to it. And here come Aradia. There's a foul in transition on Sapala. And he was looking maybe just to hold up the transition play of Aradia. And maybe wasn't aware that his team are already on 4 fouls, so now it's going to be foul shots for the home team. Branko Mirkovic to step up to the stripe. And having had that gap close to as little as just 1 point, they've got a chance now to be on the verge of a double-figure lead again. He gets them both. Mirkovic, that's double figures for him. And Daka, Mirkovic and Zeno have stepped forward with big games. Aradia only 3 points off their season average with 11.5 minutes to play. Brown looking to attack Lucic. Brown past Lucic, passes out. Bradley, the 3, got it. Kataja just aren't going to go away in this one. Close to the final minute of the third. Mirkovic, the 34-year-old Serbian, dictating the play for Aradia. Gets it back on the far side. Lucic had it knocked away from behind. Still Aradia ball, but there's only 5 to shoot. The Romanian champions up by 6 points over the Finnish champions. Andrei Mandaka to inbound from the far side, back to Martin Zeno. Zeno, is he going to look to shoot again? Got the defense up in the air, misses once more. From being red hot, he is now ice cold. 3-pointer in and out. And then grabbing the ball on the baseline was Mirkovic and inviting the touch out of bounds off Bradley. Rion Brown was hoping to halve the deficit with that 3. About a 14-second differential between shot and game clock. Here goes Martin Zeno all the way through, and he stops the rock to get back in business. 27 points now for Zeno. I think he missed his previous 5 shots. That's 11 of 18 from the field. Final shot of the third then rests with Kataja, and with Rion Brown to try and answer back. He got contact. And he will shoot the 2 foul shots with 4 seconds of the quarter to play. So Aradia will have a chance to respond. Still enough time to advance the ball down the floor. Daka on 12 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 3 steals and 3 assists as well. Takes a seat for the final seconds of the quarter. And Rion Brown, who had, I believe, just 4 points in the first half, now after those two has 9 in the third quarter, so 13 overall. There's the high press from Kataja, the pass out, a chance to pull the trigger for Mirkovic. Couldn't quite bank it in, and he puts his hands to his head because he knows how big an opportunity it was to land a big blow to Kataja at the buzzer at the end of the third. 1 quarter to play. It's Aradia who lead by 6, 64-58. And there's a breakdown of the scoring. It's been a really entertaining game. That 6-point difference from the first quarter is the difference at the moment. And there's a look at the shooting percentages. Aradia still doing very well from the outside, although that shooting percentage has started to drop on the inside. And all of a sudden they've started to dominate the battle on the boards, although it's only just kept Kataja at bay. The Finnish champions have closed a 13-point gap down to 1. 15 turnovers apiece now. And really anything could happen in the next 10 minutes. Three players on double figures for Kataja, 16 for King, 11 for Brown, 11 for Bradley. Mullings still stuck on just 2 points. But for Aradia, Mirkovic on 11, 1 of 3 in double figures for them as well. 12 for Mandaka and 27 for Zeno. Dennison has done well when he's been in the game as well. Martin Zeno hit his first 8 shots in the game, hit 9 of his first 10, then missed 5 in a row. And Mandaka pretty efficient himself, 5 of 8 from the field for those 12 points, including that one in the transition. Rion Brown denied that time by Zeno, although he has come to play in the game now. Rion Brown, 5 of 11 from the floor for those 11 points. In fact, I make it 13 for Brown. The last 2 free throws have been added on, so 9 points in the third quarter for him, after just 4 points in the first 2 quarters. It's Rion Brown who will control the ball at the start of the fourth. Kataja down by 6. Mullings back in the game, having been sat out on foul trouble. Turns it over straight away, but it's thrown back into the hands of Bristol. And there's a call by the officials here. And they're going to do a bit of sorting out. Was there a foot on the line from somebody there? Let's see what the call is. I think there was a foot on the line by the Aradia player, who initially saved it, but then threw it away. So they will have the inbound from the sideline by Raniko. Leads the way for them on 5 assists. Now Joey King, who leads the way in scoring on 16. Mullings then, the crossover, right hand, left hand, lost it on the dribble. And a kick ball called. I think Mullings has got away with one there. Let's have a look. Well, yeah, it's kicked there, but he'd already lost it. And Mullings certainly got away with one, but Saberna made sure he kicked it so that it didn't bounce through to Bristol. So still Kataja ball. The inbound to Joey King. Joey King twisting and turning against his opposite number, knocked away, but it's still going to be Kataja ball. So Mirkovic not really getting anything for his hard work on defence, apart from taking a few seconds off the shot clock. Raniko with the inbound to Mullings. Mullings keeps himself in play, turns, looks to attack. Over the top of the defence, another miss for him. 1 of 5 from the field now for Mullings. Mirkovic high, and patted back down by Zeno, who knew he couldn't dunk it, but that might have been the play of the tournament had he been able to throw that one down. Mirkovic with the alley-oop pass from half court. Very difficult to measure that right. Zeno in the end just resorted to having to try and save it from going out of bounds. And there's the first score of the fourth, and it's Teemu Rannikko who moves into double figures. So 4 in double figures now for Kataja. Mirkovic, Saberna moves it inside. Lucic able to roll his man, had the mismatch and finished. Aradia by 6 again. And there's a turnover from Kataja as well. Mullings up against Dennison. And then the Aradia man coming out on top. Mirkovic getting the high fives and the pats on the back. There's an awful lot of work still to do for Aradia though. Saberna, they left him open and he made them pay. The centre knocks down a 3. He only averages 3.4 points per game in this tournament. And he's got 7 here tonight now. Aradia up by 9 again. Fired in, Mullings denied by Zeno. Can they hit this 3? They step inside instead. Pasalic threatened it, turned it over, and Mullings up against Zeno again. Zeno this time back down, and Mullings was able to finish. And that's a big play, a big defensive play from Kataja. And Mullings getting just his second field goal at the end of it. Zeno, can he hit? Yes, he can. The number 3 with a chance at a 3-point play and a chance to make it a 30-point game for him. Got the contact from Bristol. And he's able to get it to go off the backboard. And a chance to add 1 from the stripe. The fans chanting his name in Aradia as he hits 30 points for the game. And the home team up by 10 again. So Kataja with a big job to do once more. Every time they threaten to get level and surpass Aradia, the home team go on a scoring burst again, and that's going to be a travel against Daniel Mullings. He doesn't think so, but that's going to be called every time. He just slipped as he tried to turn away from Saberna and took the extra step as he adjusted himself. And Mullings just can't get going this evening. Every time, or both times, he's only hit 2 field goals. Both times he hits a shot, he then does something bad. Saberna looking to roll inside. It goes behind him to Lucic, who was driving at King, and got some contact from the Kataja number 1. 4th foul now on Joey King. So the leading scorer for the Finnish champions hangs by a thread. It looks like he's going to remain in the game on those 4 fouls. There's a whistle as Aradia through Petrushaw are trying to get the ball in off the baseline. Seven minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the game. Aradia by 10 points. They've already well and truly surpassed their season average in scoring. And that's a 5th foul called on Joey King. So he fouls out of the game. 2 fouls in quick succession. It was something off the ball, off the inbound pass. Lucic can't deal with the bouncing ball under the rim. And Kataja get possession, but they've got 7 minutes now to come from a double-figure deficit. And without their leading scorer. They still have Mullings and Brown, who can go on a quick scoring burst at any given moment. Ranico from the outside drains a big three. They are determined to remain within touch. 7-point game, 7 minutes to play. Pasalic, Martinzino. Across it goes to Lucic. Handed off now and moved on back across to the far side to Pasalic, and he's able to cling on to the ball under that kind of pressure. Rion Brown went flying through the air at him. Only the first foul on Brown, who's the leading scorer of players remaining in the game for Kataja after King fouls out. Brown on 13 off 5 of 12 shooting. Lucic. Zeno calling for it, trying to turn away from Bradley. 1-on-1 now, 5 left on the shot clock, gets inside, nice little step, and he puts it in. And they can't stop him here in the fourth. 13 of 20 from the field now for Zeno. Bradley with a three, back-to-back threes for Kataja. They just refuse to let Aradia get away. 6-point game, 6 minutes to play. Zeno. Petrishaw to the far side, another three. And tipped back by Makalainen. Kataja have it with Ranico, and he's fouled by Petrishaw. Well, as a team, Aradia still shooting close to 60% from the outside. 13 of 22. So far, they have been all guns blazing. And it's been a real struggle for Kataja to keep up with them, but they're just about doing enough to keep themselves in the ball game. Here's Rion Brown, who's capable of doing even more to get them closer. The tip will go for Bradley, so it's a 4-point game all of a sudden. And Bradley has 16. That's going to be a timeout called by Coach Christian Akeem for the home side. It's going to be a nervy, tense finish here at the Arena Antonio Alexa. Timeout called with the home team leading 74-70. If Martinzino doesn't end up on the winning side in this one, you have to feel incredibly disappointed for him. 32 points, 13 of 20 from the field, but his team only up by 4 at the moment, and that man there, Ranico, a large part of the reason why he has 13, as well as 6 assists and 4 steals. And that rolls off the edge of the rim, but a rebound grabbed underneath for Aradia to keep it alive. And the foul is on Rion Brown, his second. It's the 4th on Kataja. No, it's the 5th on Kataja. I beg your pardon. So we've not hit the midway point of the 4th quarter yet. And in trying to close the gap, they've turned up the intensity on defense, but that has meant extra fouling. And with 5 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the game, Aradia will shoot free throws now for every defensive foul from the away team. Branko Mirkovic very adept at shooting from the stripe. He's 4 of 4 so far this evening, 13 points in the game. Mikalainen calling for it. It goes the other way though to Brown. Brown trying to turn and attack the defense now. He's got 7 seconds to work with. Pulls up for the 3, hand in his face, but he drains the shot from the outside. Rion Brown stepping up down the final straight. 16 points now, only his second 3 of the game. He was 1 of 5 before that one. Martin Zeno, who stepped up all game long. Going in, twisting towards the baseline. It's a nice pass back as well. Dennison denied though by Bristol. A chance for Kataja to get within 1 again, or maybe even tie. 4.5 remaining. Teemu Rannikko looking for Rion Brown, who's one-on-one with Mirkovic from that far side. Brown able to back in. Fades away. Shot was short. Batted back though and recovered by Bradley for a fresh 14. Brown thought about the 3. Steps inside. Kicks it out. Bradley. He goes inside as well. They move it around the perimeter, and there's the foul in the end on Martin Zeno. And it's the 3rd on Zeno with 6 seconds on the shot clock, so that resets to 14 now. They do have fouls to give, so non-shooting foul, and Kataja will inbound the ball from that far sideline through Teemu Rannikko, who leads the game in assists at the moment with 6. And here's the number 6, Kevin Bristol. Rannikko to the corner. Bradley looking to drive the baseline against Zeno. Got away from him and hit a good shot. Kataja within 1 again, and Bradley has 18 points now. This is as close as they've got. Mirkovic, Dennison. Here's Martin Zeno. Can he keep them in front? Dennison, shot clock's down to the final 5 seconds here. They're going to have to get a shot away. Lucic spins in the paint, over the top of the defense. Dennison couldn't grab the rebound, and Kataja have the chance for the first time since very early on in the game to get themselves in front. Pasalic will take the foul. 3rd of the quarter for Aradia, 2nd of the game for him. The only lead Kataja have had has been 2 points right at the start of the game. Rannikko. There's the pick and roll. Bristol into the centre. Hangs and banks it in. Kataja from 13 down have their first lead since the opening seconds. Mirkovic fouled by Brown, and he will shoot foul shots again. Kataja over the foul limit. So Mirkovic, who's 4 of 4 from the strike, is hoping to continue his 100% record there. And we're going to have a timeout for Kataja before these foul shots. It has become about as close as it could possibly be down the stretch in this one. The significance of this Basketball Champions League regular season matchup is palpable all around this arena. 2 teams who've contested this one with wonderful resilience and diligence and fight, and they need to fight now for the final 4 minutes or so, the final 3 minutes and 5 seconds, because whoever loses this one will face a really tough task in qualifying for the playoffs when it comes to the final round of games next week. Branko Mirkovic now 5 of 5 from the stripe, ties the game at 77. Aradia currently second bottom as things stand in Group B, but a win could see them jump level with 4th place Saratov at 6 and 7. Kataja with defeat would fall to 6 and 7. They're hoping for a win that would see them jump to 7 and 6. And back into the top 4, the playoff places. Brown, the three-pointer, massive hop, wouldn't go, offensive rebounds. And a fresh 14 to work with. Raniko was fouled by Lucic. Fourth foul on Lucic. Plenty of players in foul trouble now because it has been such a feisty and fiery matchup. Here's Raniko. Raniko lost it on the dribble. Mirkovic. Aradia by 1. Zeno back out. 3-point attempt. Mandaka short. Able to tip it back though. Zeno able to grab it. And they've got a fresh 14 to work with. Final 2.5 minutes. Martin Zeno clinging onto the ball, hanging in the air and knocking it down. 34 points for Zeno. And Aradia back ahead and taking charge. Raniko, there's the spin, back out. Brown. Pass was a little slow in reaching him. Bradley will fire the 3 and makes it a tie game with 2 minutes to play. It's going to be a blockbuster finish here in the Basketball Champions League. And it's as entertaining a matchup as we've had in the regular season. Zeno's performance as good an individual performance as we've had in the regular season. Here he is again. Will he continue to look to shoot down the stretch? Final seconds of the shot clock. Zeno pulls up for the 3. Can't get it to go. And 1.5 minutes to play. It's Kataja with a chance to lead. Rion Brown holding onto the ball. Almost knocked away from Raniko, who turns to fire the 3. Won't go, and the rebound pulled down by Zeno. Approaching the final minute of a scintillating regular season matchup here in Group B. This is what the Basketball Champions League is all about. Can Aradia get themselves back ahead? Mirkovic. Across it goes to Lucic. Back to Mirkovic. Shot put down to the final seconds and a foul called on Rion Brown. With just 3 seconds on the shot clock. A tough one to take for Kataja as Brown picks up his 4th. The reach in, clear to see as Mirkovic looked to get away from him. They're over the foul limit, so Mirkovic, very accomplished at the stripe, continues his perfect record so far this evening. 7 of 7, 16 points, 5 assists and 3 steals in the game for him, 5 rebounds as well. Can he make it 8 of 8? Yes, he can. And it looked never in doubt. Two teams absolutely desperate to reach the Basketball Champions League playoffs. 54 seconds that could prove pivotal in their regular season campaigns. Two teams coming off the back of historic seasons. Romanian champions for the first time, Aradia. Finnish champions for the first time, Kataja. There's the turnover, but forced back and recovered. 5 seconds to shoot now. Here's Rion Brown, hanging from the foul stripe. Short, grabs his own rebound. Brown puts it back up and ties the game with 29 seconds to play. And the timeout called by Coach Aki. Rion Brown grabbing the offensive rebounds and taking his chance at the second bite of the cherry. Brown just 7 of 17 from the field, shooting under 40% today, but 18 points and coming up with big plays when it matters. There's been some huge performances on this court this evening. The fans have certainly played their part in trying to help their team fight in the face of adversity without their leading scorer, Sean Barnett, who's injured for the rest of the regular season. But on the court, 21 points for Jaracus Bradley to lead the way for Kataja. 34 points for this man who's going to inbound the ball now, Martin Zeno. 82-82. The home team looking to get themselves back in front. There is just a 4-second differential between shot and game clock as Zeno looks for the shot that could win it for them. He backs off behind the three-point line. Now picks his moment to try and attack. Spin move in the paint, off the glass. He's brought his dancing shoes today as well. He's done it inside, outside. He's torched the Kataja defense. He's got 36 points. And Aradia have the edge with just seconds to play.
You have the other big. So, this switch you have now, please.
36 points now off 15 of 23 from the field for Martin Zeno. The fans on their feet in the Arena Antonio Alexa. And Aradia still in the hunt for a playoff place here in the Basketball Champions League. The lead is 2. And Kataja are hoping now to take the game to overtime or maybe win it with the final shot. (84-82) the score, 9.6 seconds to play. And who are they going to try and find to get open here? You look at who's been shooting the ball for them. Bradley and Brown, the leading scorers. King, who is a shooter, an out-and-out shooter, has been fouled out. Brown is only 6 of 16 from the field so far. In fact, make it 7 of 17. My stats not updating. Bradley is 8 of 10. Ranico maybe as well, who inbounds the ball. He gets it back. Will he look to fire? It's Rion Brown, had plenty of time to work with. Took on the quick shot. Rebound grabbed by Dennison, and there's the foul. An odd shot selection from Rion Brown, who caught it 3 or 4 feet beyond the three-point line and just put it up with still 6 seconds to play. Even had that gone down, it would have given Aradia an opportunity to try and take the final shot to win it. I'm not so sure why he took the shot on straight away. It was hardly a good look. The first foul shot missed though, and there is going to be 2.1 seconds now to try and tie it up for Kataja. Had both of these free throws gone down for Zeno, it would have been a 2-possession game. He's already missed one. Will he try and miss this one on purpose? He makes sure he gets it so that a 3-pointer for Kataja will only tie. They have the timeout. There was always the chance, as risky as it might have been, for him to try and get a big bounce off the rim and use up those final 2 seconds by missing the foul shot. this has been a Basketball Champions League classic in Romania here this evening. There's still 2 seconds of it to play. Here's there to be one more twist in the tail. That's Martin Zeno's stat line, 37 points. Although I make it 38 after that last foul shot. Kataja had the timeout remaining, so it allows them to advance the ball into Aradia territory. They had the chance to get themselves ahead, or to try and tie with 9 seconds to shoot. Now they only have 2. They have to hit the 3-point shot. Branico with the inbound. It's Rion Brown again from deep. Got it! And we are heading to overtime. Kataja getting down with Rion Brown. An extra 5 minutes to play. Rion Brown, the hero. It's been an up and down night for him. But he drains that one. That's what he was trying to do a few moments earlier. The catch and shoot off the inbound pass. Nothing but net from deep. Look at the game clock here as he catches the ball. And he surely got it away in time. He did. And there's an extra 5 minutes to play now. It couldn't be tighter. It couldn't be tenser. It couldn't be greater drama and excitement here in the Basketball Champions League. 2 teams who know there may only be space for one of them in the playoffs. And it is going right down to the wire and then some. Look at some of the stats from the game at the bottom of your picture. And you can almost disregard it all now because it starts again here. And you have to wonder, will that 3-point shot from Rion Brown be such a blow to Aradia that they won't be able to regroup and re-rally here in the next 5 minutes? So often you see the team that was winning, that was trying to win it in regulation, pegged back at the buzzer, go on and lose in overtime. Will that be the case here? The wind is in the Finns' sails for the first time, really. The start of overtime, 85-85. A high-scoring regulation. Is it going to continue here in the final 5 minutes? Aradia trying to get themselves back ahead. Dennison denied by Bristol, able to grab it again, kicks it back out. Mirkovic stepping in, nice pass. Dennison up in the air, put it in. So Aradia with the edge. Here's Rion Brown, who crashed the party for them with the final shot of regulation. Will he try and shoot again? Trapped this time and forced into the turnover. The home team have found their focus once more. Can they hit the 3 from the far side? 5 quick-fire points at the start of overtime. And the home team back in the driver's seat. Mohamed Pasalic with the 3. Four minutes to play. Branico trying to spin. Whistles coming from the crowd, not from the floor. Branico back to Rion Brown. Brown now with 21 points in the game after that buzzer beater at the end of the 4th. Gets all the way round the defense. Took the ring road around 3 or 4 Aradia players and then got hit on his route to the rim. Only the first foul on Dennison. So Rion Brown will go to the stripe for 2 clutch free throws. He's 2 of 2 there so far this evening. 8 of 20 from the field, shooting 40%. A really rough start. He had 4 points in the first half, but 16 in the second. And now he's got 2 in overtime. Kataja down by 3, under 4 to play. There's an open passage to the basket here, and there's a foul as Dennison looked to take off, and he was hit from behind by Bristol. Got in behind, and Bristol was going to make sure he wasn't able to finish. Bristol takes a seat after picking up his 5th foul. So King and Bristol both fouled out of the game now for Kataja. Rion Brown is playing in overtime on 4 fouls. As for the home team, Lucic playing on 4, but nobody else in any serious trouble. The way they have managed their foul counts might prove pivotal come the end of this one. They're back up by 5 off the made free throws. Ranico, he's going to shoot the 3 and hits the 3 to make it a 2-point game. Big hitters throwing big blows down the stretch, not just in this game, but down the stretch of the regular season. It couldn't be more important at this stage for these two clubs. Mirkovic stepping away for the 3, can't answer back, and now there's a chance for Kataja to tie or maybe take the lead, having trailed by 5 in the extra period. Ranico, the fans wanted an offensive foul. The shot from Bradley, short, offensive rebound. Ranico spinning, shooting another 3, short as well. They've got to grab the rebound here, and they do. Dennison able to get it and prevent the 3rd chance opportunity for Kataja. The away team have Rion Brown down on the deck. Ranico is making a case to the referee, as is the coach. Let's see what happened here. It was off that rebound. In fact, I beg your pardon, it's Bradley who's down, and he actually took an elbow from his own player. He took a bit of an elbow or a bit of a forearm from Vesa Makalainen, the Kataja number 3. 2 minutes and 44 seconds to play. Aradia 92, Kataja 90. Kataja rallying from 13 down in regulation to force overtime at the buzzer on a Rion Brown 3-pointer. Aradia have had a 37-point game from Martin Zeno. They are trying to tie level with their visitors at 6 and 7. Pasalic. Here's Zeno. Moves it on to Pasalic again, who's hit a 3 in overtime already. Inside it goes to Dennison, trying to turn and attack Makalainen, forced backwards though and turns it over. And Martin Zeno hasn't taken a shot yet in overtime in 2.5 minutes. He was just a little hesitant that last time. They wanted to use Dennison inside instead. Kataja now with another opportunity to tie. Ranico. Bradley trying to get himself free, and the low post has to come out to the far side to retrieve the ball. Makalainen bypasses it, finds its way to Brown. Brown puts the ball on the floor, looks to attack towards the near corner. On the move, he takes on the 3-pointer, and the rebound is grabbed by Pasalic. Into the final 2 minutes of overtime. Aradia hoping to double their lead, or maybe a little bit more, with Martin Zeno. Will he take his moment to shoot in overtime here? He's directing traffic, the number 3. Wants to attack one-on-one. Onto his left hand, able to grab the ball, the loose ball, and put it in. 39 points for Martin Zeno. And Aradia up by 4. Great confidence and diligence from the number 3. Wanted just to clear it out in attack. He's got a bit of good fortune, but he's earned it this evening. Shot clock down to the final seconds. Brown, he has to earn something. Picked off by the steal of Mandaka. Approaching the final minute. Aradia with a chance to make it a 6 or 7 point game. In the low post, Dennison free. Can he put it in? Yes, he can. The red-hot Romanians rallying to reach the playoffs. 96 points on the board. Kataja trail by 6, and they've got just a minute to try and claw back the deficit again. Brown trying to find Bradley. The defense from Andre Mandaka so tight, there was no room to play the pass. And Dennison got free in the low post to finish over the top of Hualala. So Kataja now with a mountain to climb. It's a double-double for Aradia for Sean Dennison. 11 points, 10 rebounds. And he's come up with a block shot and a steal as well. Just 3 of 10. The centre for Aradia. But a big play here down the stretch in overtime to make it a 6-point difference. A minute and change remaining. Ranico clinging onto the ball. Tenacious defense from the Romanians and a foul called on Mirkovic. Aradia will certainly have the head-to-head over Kataja. No matter what happens, that would have been the case even if Kataja had won it late in regulation, because Aradia won the opening game between these two by 6 points. So that might prove pivotal. They would tie level with a win here at 6 and 7, but they would be ahead of their opponents on their head-to-head. And just 1 of 2 from the strike there. And it seems to be heading towards perhaps a deserved conclusion. Mandaka looking to attack, hit on the far side by Mäkeläinen. I say deserved because Aradia have led for the vast majority. They have had to do it tonight without their leading scorer. I think they played the better basketball. And Martin Zeno has 39 points. And as a neutral, you don't want to see anybody end up on the losing side having that kind of a standout night. The fans have been on their feet for perhaps the last 10 minutes of basketball now. Andre Mandaka hits them both and makes it a 7-point game with just 35 seconds to play. Ranico, they've just got to fire the threes here. Mäkeläinen steps back behind the three-point line and throws up an air ball, and they can't save it on the baseline, and that surely will be that. Aradia ready to go. 6 and 7, level with Kataja in the Group B standings, ready with Saratov, and ready to pounce. Can he hit one more before the night is through? It's Martin Zeno's night. It's a 42-point game. It's over a century for Aradia, and they come up with one more steal. Aradia will move level with Kataja and with Saratov at 6 and 7. And with their leading scorer missing and desperately in need of a win, in desperate need of inspiration, Martin Zeno took the baton and sprinted to a 42-point night. 17 of 26 from the field, 6 of 9 from downtown, and Aradia win it in the end in overtime by 10, 101-91. And look at the three-point shooting throughout, not just from Zeno, but from the team, shooting 55% from the outside, 15 three-pointers. They won the battle on the boards as well. They had 5 more assists, 1 more steal, and 3 fewer turnovers. And they managed the foul count far better as well. Kataja saw King fouled out in regulation and then lost Bristol in overtime. Here's a look at some of the individual numbers, but the box score dominated by one man. Martinzino, 42 points, 4 assists, a steal and a block. A standout career night for him. Mirkovic there, 17 points, 6 assists and 3 steals. They had 14 points from Mandaka, as well as 4 steals from their number 4. Dennison with a double-double, 11 points and 11 rebounds, a steal and a block. And then you go to the losing team. They had 4 big performances. King fouled out on 16 points. They had 17 points and 8 assists from Ranico. And then 2 players surpassing the 20-point mark, led by the 23 in the end of Rion Brown, whose 3-pointer at the buzzer in the 4th forced overtime. And then 21 points from Bradley. But this was Aradia's night. It was Martinzino's night. It was their night. Fantastic support from the Romanian fans here at the Arena Antonio Alexa, as they see their team remain in the hunt for the playoff places with just 1 game day to go here in the Basketball Champions League regular season. You can see the pictures all around this arena, what it means to them, the coach, the players, the fans. An historic season for them in continental competition after an historic first ever Romanian title last season. And they want this magical journey to continue. There's every chance it could now. They have the momentum, they have the chance to reach the next round. They beat Kataja Basket in overtime by 10 points. It's been a pleasure having your company here in Aradia, Romania, on game day 13 of the Basketball Champions League. We've witnessed a classic in the inaugural campaign of this competition, and there are plenty of games still going on around Europe as we speak, so do tune in for those. But from me, Tim Long, it is goodbye until the final week of Basketball Champions League regular season games, and what a week it is set to be.
Cercate obicei cu oaspeții Kataja Basket. Cu numărul 1, number 1.